Hi guys, how are you today? I thank you so much. You who is watching this, I know God has a good plan. Today I want to do a bit of a shout out with the last 4 videos that are showing. It's 4 by now, it might be more by the time you see this video. I want to give a shout out to my brother, my childhood friend. He's called Wycliffe. He remembers when we were growing up in Dandora Phase 2 and attending Dandora Primary. Hi, my brother. God has kept you. I am so happy. And he remembers also that I did his wedding cake. Shout out to you. I'll give a shout out to Clinton Mogusu. I believe he's on a journey, and I pray that God sees you through in every way, my brother. You will be kept of the Lord, and you will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. We need Cherochino. Our journey with God is continual. We never know he has to put us through only what he has to put us through only for his glory. What a journey you had with God. Lots of love, Mom, all the way from Zimbabwe. I love you, Winnie. Thank you for watching, and thank you for commenting. My brother Jimmy, quite a journey. Thanking God for you. He knows my story. He is our friend. I thank you so much for just leaving a comment, and God bless you so much, you and your family. Mary Moikali, there's surely a hope for us, and our desires will not be cut off. Proverbs 23:18 says, thank you so much for sharing. Paul Mogo, I remember coming for my son's first birthday cake at Oraka. You guys don't even understand how well this hits, yeah? So I thank you so much for being here and saying something. God bless you so much. You have a new subscriber, says Bansi Minor. Thank you, Mama. I'm here for inspiring story. I believe God will make my American dream come true. For real, He will. He is a God of miracles. He's a God who keeps promises, and He will see you through. Yeah. Oh, there's Faith Morugi. I think people who make long videos don't get subscribers, and that is true. Thank you so much, even for people who, but then there are people who understand YouTube a lot, and they help out where they can, and it takes a lot of guts to just come out and say something. And she even thought this was negative, but I didn't take it negatively. I understood where she was coming from. I wanted to get that over with so we can get to the nitty-gritty, because I know if you're watching this, especially if you're watching these videos to the end, it's because there's something there for you. God wants you to be encouraged for the journey, and the videos will get progressively shorter. I will try to do a better editing job, and I hope to just get the story out, even though I know sometimes I'll have to use it as an example, but we are having to come to a place where we do more, we do different stuff. But if you can, just please watch every video to the end. Yeah, it will bless you in so many ways. Don't get discouraged with this long story. Yeah, today I want us to talk about something that was asked by a follower, by the way. She wanted us to compare the life in both Canada and the US. So I will do a bit of that, but I'm going to have to, yeah, Koi Kamau. Actually, let me do this shout outs today. Evangelist Gertrude Shali, she's my friend. Hi Ma, following and learning. It is good to see you here. How would you compare life in Canada and US? And I love the way she said US with Y-U-E-S, just like the channel that's hitting the airwaves right now. This guy is called Ibra. He has a channel called Huko US, and he writes it that way, like Y-U-E-S. It's funny. You need to follow him too. He's doing good stuff. I just haven't had enough time to like follow these people and see a lot of their contents, but what I have seen, I hope I've left a comment to just encourage them. They're doing a really good job helping people get assimilated. It is the time, it is the season. People are out here to help you. So she asked, how would you compare life in Canada and US? Which is better in terms of expenses and stuff? I will address that today. Koi Kamau, I hope you're watching this. Oh, Francis says, wow, you're so beautiful and gorgeous. Glory to God. So you're on this journey, you're curious. Like I always say, until God guides your step, don't even leave. Say like Moses, we will not go until you come with us. Yeah. So God has a place for you. He may take you through many places. Yeah. You may go into Canada and decide this is not the place for me. Come to US, go through many states before you finally decide this is the one. This is the one. But in that period, you will have seen. At least it won't be a rumor. You'll have gone through many places and you will know this is home. This is home. Everything about the place feels like home. God is intentional like that. So how would I personally compare Canada and the US? I would say there is ease in Canada. What do I mean? In every town, I've been to 2 towns and I've gone through like Toronto. They call it Toronto, so don't be surprised. I saw the bus system is not even a joke. They're very serious. A lot of people travel by bus in Canada. There's too many vehicles in the US. Too many. Now, it's not that people don't like vehicles in Canada. A lot of people have vehicles, and it's very important because of the fact that you'll have to drive through the cold in cold seasons and go to work. I find that Canada life is manageable when you're just starting out, and that is why you find that I was so glad that my kids even got assimilated into the society while we were in Canada. It was really helpful. It was a smaller town. Now, because it was a small town, some of my kids were uncomfortable in school. I won't say which one, because there was these people don't know much about Africa, and so there was some, I won't say bullying, and I do know there's a lot of bullying that happens. Yeah, it's so something that is so serious because people are really protected, like the system is really protective, and even in school there's so much warning against bullying. But when you come into from Africa, because it is a small town and people don't know much, I find that there's that thing, like they keep addressing things they shouldn't. They keep like making fun of your accent. Like if you say something, even if they understand what you're saying because you're speaking English, they will just be mean. Yeah, so there's that bit of meanness, especially if you're of a particular character. Yeah, you will come to realize in your journey that there's some things you will suffer more because of the person that you are. Before you come to accept yourself and walk in confidence like yourself, you will find that you will go through places where you have to be ripped open until your vulnerability comes out and you're able to like stand up for yourself. And this is a good thing. All things work for good for those who are in Christ Jesus. So what did I see when the kids came to America? It was instant adjustment. You know, it's like they are used to immigrants a lot. It is very accommodative. Yeah, the kids get so confident. They start now they find their identity faster. They start communicating. And I have to tell you that the 2 kids now who are the teenagers in the home, they got this ability to speak in a way that they express themselves better in the States, and they were able to identify like wrong things even in the home. If I was, you know, getting too much of an African parent and I am like yelling and all that, they would express it in a way that it got me thinking, what am I doing? You know? What am I doing? Can I learn? I took that as a chance to learn, listen to my kids, and just, you know, like even apologize for the things that they had suffered through that I didn't know. There's that much ability to express yourself. The kids socialize well. There's less, I would say, bullying. I don't see a lot of complaints because I hang out with high schoolers a lot. I do see the kind of bullying that happens even in the workplace. Like some kids are just like more aggressive, some are just laid back, but with everyone you find that they find their way to just cope. I would say there's better expression of self in the States. People are very, very much aware of who they are. And even those who are not, they are learning so fast, they're catching up, and they're able to like identify who they are in the grand scheme of things. I would say the social aspect in every place, be it work, be it school, you find that you find the people that you fit in with. And I'm telling you, if you've never been able to identify your circle and you're always wondering, why am I like this, why am I different, come, you will find people who are like you. And they've learned to express it. So you just find, oh my God, now you're speaking my language, yeah? It helps in getting assimilated. So personally, and if you're a person who has had to do a lot of fighting through life in order to find your place, I would say America be the place. It really is good. America is for me, I would say, yeah? And I've been able to identify, I know, to identify myself, how I fit in different positions. Whenever I go up to a place, even if it is hard, I know who I am. I carry myself as I am. And I find that there are people who will identify with me. And yes, there's bullying everywhere. There is discrimination kind of in every place. And we, as Africans, we even discriminate against each other, you know, like you're not from our community. Sometimes we don't even have a community where you go, so you have to power through on your own. But let me tell you, it is doable. You will do it with pride. You will feel so good, yeah? And so in this journey where you're getting to learn yourself, getting to make a bit of money, you're coming into your own, you know, because money is money is the answer to all things. It is very important to make it, and it gives you confidence when you're able to afford your life. So it's a good thing, and you're coming into that. So walk in confidence. I'm sure you see people you didn't even think can talk are now talking, eh? People are doing their YouTube videos, they're showing you the kind of lives they live. It takes a bit of stretching, but now they're doing it, yeah? And we thank God for social media, because you're able to identify with different people. And while it has its advantages and disadvantages, you take what you need and leave the rest, right? So in terms of the social arena, I would say, and I'm not talking about Dunda and all that, I would say that there's a place for everyone in both places, yeah? But I find Canada, US to be like an older version of Canada, yeah? So while you get everything in US, in Canada, and while you may be able to eventually afford your life, yeah, even the dollar is less. But here, even though you work harder, there's more pressure, the life is fast paced, you still are able to identify what you like. You're able to identify just the kind of life you want, and you find that you can easily build it for yourself, and that's a good thing. So I would say US for me, si kubaya. But depending on your personality, maybe you'll find yourself being drawn more into Canada. I know my husband did very well in Canada, although he was in school, but he was able to work and study and, you know, just be able to bring us over. So that's a good thing. In terms of whether how you settle, like you can go into Canada as a skilled worker, as a permanent residence, that would be the equal of green card. You can go in as an immigrant, as a a lot of people have gone as refugees and they got their PR that way, and the system is really supportive. I remember in Canada, I used to even translate for the Congolese newcomers because they speak Swahili, and even though their Swahili is different, at least I was able to translate English, Swahili, Swahili, English for them. There's like an association for new Canadians. I'm pretty sure that even in the US there's something like that. But since I came through family, there's a place I even went to volunteer my services, but I didn't stay. I didn't even start because we moved, and like the location was like, it wasn't very accessible. So there is some organization that will help you get assimilated. They will show you the you know, like how to get settled. And even for refugees, when they come in, let's call them newcomers. When they come in, they are received on the other side by the organization. They are helped to settle, like get homes. You know, their kids are taken to school. Even them, they go to English school for like an year. They are really helped to settle down before they begin their lives. Now they begin work, and for Africans, pay back everything, every single coin that has been used for them in their journey. Actually, even when they arrive, they're given a certain amount of money to help them start life, get groceries and all that eventually. And they continue giving them money for I think for kids, once you're in Canada for 10 months, you start earning around $400. We never got to that, even though after 10 months, they like pay for all the months that you are not getting paid. That is just the process to get settled, and then they start paying like $400 per kid. I think President Biden wanted to introduce that into the States, where at the time when we got stimulus, but I don't know how that's going. So in terms of job too, you will always find a job both in Canada and the US. They're always hiring, so it depends on what your level is. And if you arrive there on a category where it's just a work visa or something else, then you can get into an entry-level job. There's so many places to work also. Similar thing, you can work in hospitals, you can work as a supplier, you can work as a driver, you can work even in the airports. So that really helps. And you can, if you're conversant in like French or Spanish, you can work in the airports. You can even, you know, like change your career totally. Like everywhere you go, there's work. There's work at the airport. There's work, man. There's no place there's no work. In Canadian farms, you can even work there. You know, there are potato producing farms in there. So you grow potatoes, there's harvesting of crop, you know, of the crop, processing it, you know. And you know, so many places they will produce like chips, like potato chips. They will produce French fries, different categories, and package that. Anywhere, anything you think about that has to go through production, that is a job opportunity. Fish producing farms, both in America and in Canada. Turkey producing farms. You know, a lot of turkey is consumed, especially now we are heading into Thanksgiving on Thursday. So much you can so there's that processing of turkeys. You have to slaughter them and all that. So that is a process. It's an entry-level job. They pay I don't know how much they pay, but it's a thing. There's also chicken producing places where you get to like portions, like pack chicken portions that are cut in the machines. So you just portion, package, and send them where they need to be sent. Okay, so that some jobs involve working in a very cold environment, but it's doable. Yeah, so all these things are doable, and they're in both countries. So like I said in the previous videos, whatever you find in Canada, you will find in the US as well. Yeah, so it's comparable, but I will say US is bigger, and you can tell that I favor the US mostly because I have come into my own in this place. Yeah, and I have been able to like do my side hustles. I'm the kind of person who cannot do without a side hustle, even if it's just selling clothes on Facebook. Yeah, something, whatever needs to be done gets done, because I love money. Money is the answer to all things. I love having my own money. I love you know, just getting into the system of making and saving and spending, being responsible, meeting your family needs. that is some jam. So yeah, very, very important. In terms of affordability, I would say as long as you're working, you'll be able to afford your life. I would say Canada is comparably cheaper, but it also depends on the places you live. People who live in the bigger cities, they say the life can be a bit expensive, but whenever you find a place that is expensive, like in rent, and you know, the food, everything that you need is more expensive, you'll find that they pay more. Like I remember at McDonald's, St. John's, that is in the North Atlantic, the entry, the minimum wage was $11.25. In Calgary, as I talked to a friend, they would be paid more, like $13. Yeah, so there is that. Yeah, in terms of very highly skilled labor, I am not sure. I will talk to some people about it and I'll let you know. So what else can we compare? I will do like a follow-up comparison video with somebody who has more knowledge, and they will help you. Coming in as a student, both undergraduate and graduate and postgraduate, you can still be able to work at least 20 hours, and they will help you along in terms of when you're not a peer holder. You'll be able, at least as a graduate student, you'll be able to teach, and that earns you aid or something like that. The same applies in the US, so you'll be able to maintain your life, and that's a good thing. Another thing, some Canadians come over to America to shop. This is the bougie side of things, yeah. So if you have a lot of money, you can cross the border, and now this is where life gets interesting. As long as you have papers, you can always cross the border to America for your shopping and all that. So I've heard that happens a lot. And I can confirm that, yes, I've found, like in terms of clothes, home goods, things you just buy for your decoration, home decoration, I find that US has more stuff, and they're quite affordable, yeah. And in most stores, you can get their credit card, so you shop using that, you get points and all that. And I have to say, whenever I mention credit, please be very diligent. Be very slow to approach these things. And whenever you earn, you must pay as soon as you can. I always say, like I use credit. I use my credit card a lot. But I always say, I use credit so I can be able to access points and all that. So for everything I'm buying, I'm using credit. I don't have a lot of credit cards. I have like for my favorite store, and also like a general one where you use that for fuel, grocery shoppings, paying for gyms and all that. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm not saying I do all of that. And I use my credit for purchasing or getting services, whatever kind of services, and I use my debit card for paying that. So very important, be very, very, very diligent. A lot of people make mistakes, and I did make a mistake because I took a phone as soon as I came to Canada. Even before I knew what was happening, I had a new phone that I was paying for slowly. I had to take a second job just to pay for my phone and my son's phone, yeah. So I wouldn't advise that you get into this much pressure as a newcomer. So be very careful with that. Please organize yourself. So I would like to wind up here, and thank you so much for you who is following, who is subscribing. Thank you for bringing your friends here. I hope that you do find what you're looking for, and I hope that you have the word for the season, because the word of God is strong, and it is like everything that we need. Before everything was created, there was the word, and with the word, God created heaven and earth. So it is the same with you. God will make a way for you. You only need to believe and have faith in his word. It's going to happen. Bye-bye. Love you.